Hi guys, it's Kasha. Welcome to my channel and to my wonderland. It is a coffee time and today I have a video on some DVD pickups. So before I went on holidays, I went to Holland to visit Jeff, and there is this cheap DVD and game store, and we hit that store. They had a couple of movies that I decided to take with me. And then, while I was in Spain, he went back to that store and got a couple more of movies for me, so let's check them out. First of all, we will see the ones that I picked up myself while I was there. In no particular order, I found this Dracula edition, which looks pretty cool. I, of course, already have this movie because it was one of the first horror movies I ever watched, and the reason why I am in love with vampires and blood. This movie made me love blood, from that scene where he sticks the sword in the cathedral and the blood starts coming out of everywhere. I love that scene, and it is one of the scenes that really got stuck in my mind when I was a kid, and I started to love vampires from then on. And this edition actually only cost me, I think it was 50 cents or something. I don't even remember. It was so super cheap that I had to take it with me, and it is a pretty basic edition actually, but I didn't have it and it was just cheap. The next movie is a horror movie I actually have never watched, and it is The Pit and the Pendulum, and it is a movie, it says here, inspired by Edgar Allan Poe. And actually, the name is spelled wrong. I'm not sure if that was intended. It says A Bizarre Descent into Hell from the creators of Reanimator, and I have not watched this movie, and it was also kind of cheap. And this cover, for real, this cover, it's just awesome. I loved the cover so much that I had to take it home, and I will see when I have time to watch it, and maybe I'll let you know how it was. The next movie, it is a movie that, I liked it because it is sort of adventure, easy to watch, and it's The Mummy. It's not particularly one of my favorite movies or anything, but this edition was super cool. It's like a special double DVD edition. It was also super cheap, like €1 or €2. So I didn't have a copy of this movie and decided that for the price it was worth it. The next movie is a movie that I already have, actually 2 times. So this is my 3rd edition of the movie, and it's Hellboy. Not that I have a problem with Hellboy or anything, or Guillermo del Toro, but I saw this movie and it was only, I think it was €3, but it is in perfect condition, and this edition is awesome. I love steel cases, and I don't know, I have this movie now in 3 different versions, but they're all totally different, so I'm not even ashamed. And if I can make it to the Comic-Con in Dortmund here in Germany, I will be able actually to meet Ron Perlman, and I am dying for it because this guy, to see him live, must be something really cool. The next movie, I really enjoyed it when I watched it in the cinemas, and I have not rewatched it yet, and that is Inglourious Basterds. This movie was amazing. I was laughing my ass off in the cinema, and I love Christopher Waltz. He is amazing, and now I have an excuse to rewatch this movie home. And the last movie that I picked up for myself, it is a Stephen King movie, and it's called Needful Things. I remember reading the book in Spanish when I was a teenager, and I absolutely love the books. The books are always a bazillion times better than the Stephen King movies, even though there are some good movies out there from Stephen King, like it, that is being remade right now. I have to say, at the beginning I was a little bit skeptical, but I'm kind of liking the visual they're giving to the new It, and we will have to see, but I'm definitely gonna watch that one. It's one of those remakes that I am willing to watch, unlike other ones. And this is the Stephen King's Needful Things movie. It is a long movie, like it happened with some of the older versions of Stephen King books that they made, like this super 3-hour, 6-hour movie thing, and it was like a marathon, I remember back then. So the movie is cool, you know, but you have to think that it is one of those TV hits, like older movies. But I really enjoy rewatching them, and actually I just rewatched it after I purchased this DVD. And when I came back from holidays, Jeff had been back to that store, so he got me a couple of DVDs too for my collection, and now let's go through those. Alright, so the first movie that he got me, I actually have it on a DVD, but he got me a better edition, way better, and this is the 2-disc edition of Planet Terror, and it looks super awesome. And look at this, guys, it has 2 DVDs, and look at this inside cover, which is just amazing, and again gives me an excuse to give this movie a rewatch now that I have a new edition full of special features. And the next movie, it is Sin City. I believe I also have a copy of this, but this is the super pretty steel case edition, and I love this movie, and I really like Frank Miller's style. I know some people didn't really like this movie and thought it was boring, but I think it has to do with the fact that you really have to know Frank Miller and like his style, because the movie was meant to be a representation of his artwork in the comics, so it's pretty, like, I don't know, rough, if you want to call it like that. It's not your typical Hollywood blockbuster of a comic. So I really enjoyed it though, and who doesn't like Quentin Tarantino, right? And this is the double disc edition, and it looks so pretty. And again, maybe I will just rewatch this because it has been a long time since I've watched this one. The next movie I have for you is The Perfume, and actually I remember reading this book back then when I was living in Spain, and I really liked the book. Then I watched the movie as soon as it came out, and I actually did enjoy the movie a lot, and I didn't have a copy of this movie, so it's perfect. And it's also a super pretty edition, like look at this, it's super pretty. And I love the idea of this, well, book and then movie. I think it's really like twisted and you know, disturbed that someone would do something like that, and I just love the characters so much. Again, I haven't watched this for a long time, so time to rewatch it. The next movie he got me is actually sealed, and it is Daybreakers. I already have an edition of this movie, but not with this cover, so perfect. I don't mind having this movie double. It was not one of my favorite vampire movies or anything, but I did like it, and I did like the approach that they did on the vampire like mythology. So maybe I'll just rewatch it again, and I really like Willem Dafoe though, so it's a cool movie. The next movie he got me is a Stephen King movie that I actually didn't have in DVD, and that is The Night Flyer. And this is one of the older movies from based on Stephen King's book. And again, it might not be perfect or anything. Some people might not like it at all. But I really enjoy this because, I don't know, it takes me back to the 80s, 90s and all those Stephen King books that I was binge reading back then. And I really like to see his books brought up to the screen, even if it's like this typical TV, a little bit more crappy, not so super special effects movies. I still enjoy these ones a lot. And last but not least, he got me a movie I've been looking for some time, and he got me a pretty cute edition, and that is The Cabin in the Woods. I didn't buy this copy in Germany because all the copies in Germany were the simple DVD, and they had like a big sticker here like that you could not remove from the movie, like announcing some kind of like game or something you could get for free or whatever, and it totally pissed me off. Like, I couldn't buy that copy because this big sticker it had here in the corner totally bothered me, and it was like sort of printed on the DVD, so you couldn't take that off, and it bothered me. I wanted to have a copy pretty and clean and not with that sticker. I don't know if some people right now are thinking, oh my god, your OCD is like so huge. I don't have a huge OCD, I have just a little bit of a problem, and I just didn't think it looked pretty with that, so he got me the 2-disc special edition, and this, as you know guys, together with Trick or Treat, is one of my favorite newer horror movies, and I loved this movie so much. I've rewatched it a couple of times, and I love what it says here. You think you know the story, think again. Because as I mentioned before, I first thought I was gonna be just, 5 teenagers go into the woods. They get killed. Oh, big surprise. But then I decided to give it a chance and watch it, and I was blown away. It was amazing. Here is the 2 DVDs, and I love this movie. My favorite scene is all those caged monsters and the elevator scene. So pretty, all that blood flying around, all that red. That's so pretty. It's just pretty. And this is an amazing movie. Okay guys, so those were my new DVD pickups, and I hope that you liked them. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about it and which is your favorite movie that I have shown in this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. Do follow me in Facebook or Instagram. All the links are down below, and I hope to see you guys in my next coffee time video. Bye!